Hello, hello, everybody. How are you? I'm finally on, you guys. I'm finally on. I'll explain the ears here in just a little bit. But we are going to be doing some junk journaling. Well, we're going to be doing some different type. I'm going to actually teach you something that's very easy peasy. Hopefully you guys will like it. I'm waiting for some people to pop on because nobody's on, because I said I'd be on at 8 and it's 8:19 and Christy just couldn't get her stuff together. And there was a terrible storm. And well, it was a little terrible storm, but the internet was acting funky and I just couldn't do it. Hi, Melissa. How are you? How are you guys? So, yes, this is going to be long enough. Okay. Hello, my Sarah. Hello, sweet Sarah. Hello, my mom. My mom is on. Yay. Everybody's starting to come in. I apologize. Hey, hey. I am so sorry about the dogs. They're going crazy. I don't know for what reason. I think they're still acting up from the storm. Hi, Tony. So now my people are coming on. Yay. Okay, so today I'm going to show you guys how we are turning a children's book into a junk journal. Now, we're not going to do the pages part, but I'm going to go through the steps in how to make the binder. Hello, my CBFF. There she is. Hello, hello. Hi, sweet Pam. I'm so excited you guys are here. I finally got to escape into my craft room. I've been trying to get in here all day. Hi, Crystal. I've been trying to get in here all day, you guys. It's been driving me crazy. And the dogs have been acting really weird and just constantly, and I love them, but I want to scream right now. So I'm just so happy I'm here. Anyway, so I'm going to show you guys how we're going to turn a children's book and make the binding. Okay, so hopefully we'll have some fun. And I got some things going on. Hello, everyone. I will watch the replay. I'm sorry you're not feeling well, Tony. Sending hugs, girl. My sweet Pam. Okay. So that's what we are doing. And thankfully, we have the magic of internet. Hi, Alyssa. Alyssa, I saw a post that you're deleting your group. So can I ask why? Why are you deleting your group, girl? I'm just wondering if it's like a Facebook thing or what. So, been busy getting everything to start the fake cupcakes and fake ice cream. Oh my gosh, I have to see Melissa. That excites me. I haven't done a fake bake in a while. So, just so you guys know, tomorrow I probably will not be on. I'm getting some stuff ready to go so I could basically show you guys what the ATC club is going to consist of, the ATC card club. Oh my gosh, you guys, my phone is dying. Hold on. I swear today, if it's not one thing, it's another. And yes, I know my light went out. Hold on, please. Oh my goodness. Christy. This is why I get so disappointed in myself. What is happening? Hold on, you guys. I'm so sorry. This is not professional of me, but this is real life, real Christy life. Okay. Ugh. Thankfully, I cleaned my craft room. So, yes, girl. Why are you sending prayers? Oh, First Tony. Thank you so much. Okay. Now I think we're ready. I think. All right. I'm going to go over some journaling supplies as well while we're doing this. But let's get started before something else happens. Hi, Kendra, how are you? Okay, so you guys, I've been collecting, and I already had kids books for different things, for different reasons. Oh, by the way, I wanted to show you my shirt. See my Disney shirt? I have a problem, and I'll explain the ears in a minute. In case you just popped in, I'll explain the ears. So I've been collecting kids books, but now I'm on the hunt for even more because I am loving the kids books. So I think it's just really fun and it brings your inner child out. So that's why we're doing kids books. You can do this with any book though. This is just my preference, okay? So a lot of you have different mixed feelings about tearing up books, and trust me, I understand. But if you guys only saw the landfills and what's there, you wouldn't be so mad, I promise. So what I am doing is I'm going to pull this out. Some books are harder than others. When you said it's the ATC Card Club, the Mickey Mouse Club song popped in my That is so funny, Sandra, right? So that's what I was saying. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to start putting together a kit and what a kit will look like when it comes to your door every month. And then I think I may have it figured out with the sign up for it. And I'm limiting it to 10 people. And that's it. That's it. That's all that Chrissy can do right now. Hi, Robbie. Robbie, your package went out today. I did not think to get the, I'll get the tracking for you. I didn't think to copy and paste that down. It's all through my pirate ship anyway, so I could always track it for you too and send it to you. But I think I can email it to you, but I'm not worried about it. It's just a little package. Robbie and I did a ATC swap, you guys. I'm excited. Okay, so some are better than others. So basically what I did was I ripped this part off because we're going to cut the middle piece anyway. It's the ATC Card Club. Come inside. It's fun inside. It is fun inside. I ripped this off and now I'm going to go ahead and cut this. We're going to cut the book pages out. Now, these books are a little bit different than some of the golden books because they're all mainly glued together and they're not in like the signatures like most books are. But you could turn them, you could easily glue them back into actual pages. But I'm not doing that stuff tonight. You definitely want in, Melissa? Okay. Well, you guys are gonna be the first to know. My top fans probably will be, and all of my followers will be the first to know when I open it up. But I want to show you guys before you sign up, because what I did was I had to explain to my husband that this is a lot of planning ahead. So you don't have to pay 3 months in advance, but I kind of need to have like a 3-month commitment at least, because if it's something that life happens and it gets busy and you're not able to get to, or you're not able to do anymore, I want other people to have a chance to do it, because regardless, I'm still going to make 10 kits every month. So, you know what I mean? So like, I can't have everybody say, oh, well, I want Novembers and I want Januaries and I want, Marches. I need to kind of have a little bit of a commitment. That way it's fair to everybody. So when somebody doesn't need it or doesn't get it, then it'll be open up to anybody else. Yes, this is how I do the golden books too. Okay, so we'll talk about that Thursday. I won't be live tomorrow because I'll be working on that. And I'm going to work on the ATC Card Club and everything else. Hello, Marlene. So we'll talk about that a little bit more on Thursday. Thursday is our Golden Girl Day, and it's the Jubilee Crafter's Choice event. I'm super excited. The Golden Girls are so excited, and they're working really hard, you guys. So make sure you join the Creative Hive, Lindsay's group. Okay, so see how some of these pages, this easily rips and this easily rips, okay? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm using the binder of this book, and we're going to put our journal in here. We'll work on the journal part later, but I'm just showing you how to do the binder book. But basically, it is the same way that you will do the golden book one, okay? That you can do this one. You guys, I think, maybe not. It looked like this came from a library at one point. Everybody, thank you for opening the craft box. Okay, so I'm just using a regular pair of scissors. These are newer, so they're probably going to be easier to cut. I'm interested, but I want others to have a chance first. Okay, Sandra, no problem. Listen, I understand. And if I will try, if I have to hire my daughter to help me figure it out, I will. I just can't commit to any more than 10 people because it's 10 kits and it's 4 weeks worth of kits. So technically it's like 40 weeks and that's like how many hours I work in a week at my regular job. So it's just a lot of work goes into it. Okay, so I'm going to kind of use this line. If you guys see that line right here, this little groove, I'm going to use that as my guide. So I'm going to cut, and of course I'm live, so it's never going to be perfect, but I'm going to use that as like my my guide. And we're just going to take that binder part out, the middle piece out. Because we are going to junk journal this, and or somebody is. And it's okay if it's not completely straight. Hi, Dawn. So there's the back, okay? Now, if you don't want to use the pages, some people like to keep the story together, or maybe their favorite parts of the story. You could cut pictures out and add it to your journal. It's however you want it to do, however you want to do it. I know there's a lot of Toy Story fans out there, though. I know I was. Toy Story's been around for a while. And oh my gosh, you guys, I saw a video. While I'm cutting this, I'll shut up and I'll talk to you about it. I saw a video of this mom, and she put all the Toy Story characters outside of her son's bedroom, like the actual toys of the Toy Story characters. And they each had like a balloon in their hand, and she like did her, like, I guess her, not her coffee bar, but like her kitchen island. She like put graduation, like congratulations or whatever. There was just a lot of cute graduation videos. I have to be honest, this isn't a great time of year for me when all the people graduate. And don't get me wrong, everybody deserves the recognition, and everybody is, that's great for them. I'm very excited for them. But I just have a really hard time with it because I almost didn't graduate myself. But you love Toy Story? But I did. I did with honors, and I did when I was 8 months pregnant and with a 2.5-year-old. That was my biggest accomplishment in life, I have to say. It was hard. So it brings me back to that. So it's just not my favorite time. But it's okay. I appreciate and I love everybody. So we're going to use a piece of wax paper or parchment paper. Probably not wax, but parchment paper is fine. Whatever kind of covering, you can use whatever. This is good to use, though, if you want things to stick, because we are going to be working with Mod Podge. We're going to be working with a little foam brush or whatever you have. I'm going to spill it out tonight because I'm tired of it squirting everywhere. And then we're going to need some fabric. And, of course, your girl, because I'm a Disney girl, of course, I have Toy Story fabric. I'm going to have, like, coordinating fabric for all my journals. Just saying. Just saying. Because that's just the way I'm rolling tonight. Okay, and then a piece of chipboard. Now, chipboard is a little bit tiny pricey, okay? You can get like 50 sheets or 100 sheets. There's different weights. I have no idea what weight I'm using right now. However, if you have a cereal box, you could use that. I would try to glue 2 pieces of the cereal box together if you're going to do that, just to make it more sturdy. I think for this journal, I'm going to double up on my my chipboard. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you have your 2, we're going to put these to the side because these are our front and our back of our book. So we'll put those to the side. We are going to use either our scissors or a paper cutter, a pen or pencil, whatever you have. We're going to measure this because what we're going to need is about 1.5 inches. And you can make it as thick as you want. I'm just going with 1.5 inches because what you're doing is technically you're making your spine, but you're also going to be making your, I'll show you. I have to explain. I just have to explain where I go. That's just how we're going to roll tonight. All right. Now, let your book cover be your guide. That's what I wanted to do before this. So obviously your pieces are the same. So this is going to be the guide on how, and it's got to be exact. And I'll show you why in a minute. It's very, very important. It's got to be exact. So you got to make sure you put it on the line. If you need to stand up, do it on this point. But you're just going to put a little line so you know where to cut your line. And then we're going to do Well, I guess that doesn't matter because we're going to be making it a certain way. Okay. So we're going to cut 2 of them tonight. Hi, Amy. If I didn't say hi to you, I'm so sorry. So we're going to cut 2 of them tonight because I'm just going to go ahead and use this, guys, just because I want it to be precise as I teach you. I want to be able to teach you properly. I know sometimes I rush through, and I don't mean to do that, but I try to be valuable with your time. You know, your time is valuable to me. You know what I mean? Okay, sorry about the dog. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and cut. That's all I need, really, because I'm going to do 1 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and do, I guess we got to cut it all the way. We're just going to cut it all the way. You'll see why here in a second, because I'm going to double up. Okay. Very precise, very precise. So I'm going to do 1.5 inches, and I'm going to cut 2 of them. And I want to make sure it's straight as possible. So make sure if you have a paper cutter, it's all the way across. If you don't have a paper cutter, guess what? Rulers work just as well. You do not have to go out and get a paper cutter. It is helpful though when you're doing as much work as I am. Trust me. I'm about to give my paper cutter a run for its money. Hi Terry, how are you? Now, it is a little bit different when you're cutting the chipboard. If it's thicker, you may want to go ahead and use your ruler. But even so, even with the thin one, I have to kind of like help it along. You see what I'm saying? Ha-ha, there we go. All right, and then I'm going to take another 1.5 inches off because we're going to double it. Okay, there we go. All right, that's all we're doing for right now. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put this baby away and get it out of my way. See how this one is so nice? It folds up. And it's got like a little magnetic to put it together. I love it. Okay. We'll put this away to the side because this actually might be perfect for our page measurement. We're not going to do pages tonight, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to make a long enough piece to go over and around, which is this is more than enough. What I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to cut, hold on guys, because I have a guide right here. And I'll show you here in a second. So I'm going to do, yeah. So I'm going to actually cut this in half. I'm going to keep it long, but I'm going to cut the width part in half. And now, I usually have rotary cutters for this. I don't know where my rotary cutters are. But I'm just going to eyeball it because it's okay. It'll be all right. So let me see if I can try to keep this in the right way. You can always inside it out and everything. I'm not even going to iron it, guys. I really don't think it needs to be ironed. Let me do this just so I don't mess it up. This is an easy way if you don't want to be precise. You want to be as precise as you can. Let me see. No, I'm not going to do in half. I'm just going to go ahead and cut a piece. It's not going to be wide enough. All right, hold on, guys. I'm just looking. Where's my ruler? I had another ruler. Oh, you know what? I got this from the Dollar Tree, guys. We were going to do something with this one day, and I totally forgot. Hi, Kim. How are you? Hello, Frankie. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of see. I want this to be about 4.5 to 5 inches. Let's do 4. So I'm going to go ahead and make my line right there. There we go. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to make sure that it's wide enough. And I think we're just cutting it too close if we leave it the other way. So again, it's folded in half the long way. And then I would say about 4.5 to 5 inches wide. And you guys are going to see that Chrissy should have found her rotary tool, but you guys will do so much better. I will do so much better if I wasn't in this predicament, but it's okay. Christy wasn't completely prepared, even with the weather and everything else, but it is all right. Okay, it will make sense now. So now we have our fabric piece. The thing that matters is the width and the length. Now, we're going to put our book together. I'm just going to stick this down here for now, guys, because it's kind of in my way. I want you to be able to see, so I'm going to put you down here just a little bit, because this is important. And excuse my mess behind me. I was cleaning. You would think, right? All right, so that's the fake piece. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and add my Mod Podge. I'm just using matte. You can use whatever one you want. You can even use your own like homemade Mod Podge, whatever you'd like. We're using a good amount, okay? So again, we are going to use a good amount of glue. It is okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my paper down. That was from last night, but it's okay. We can reuse it. So I'm going to go ahead and put these two together. Just get that over with. You can even type them together. You don't have to do Mod Podge for this, but it does kind of harden when it dries, so it'll be a little bit more sturdy on your book. Now, you can use whatever fabric you want. You could use whatever type of fabric. I've seen people use all kinds of different fabrics for this. It does not just have to be cotton or anything else like that. It can be whatever. Okay. There. Now we have a little bit sturdy binder. Okay, and that's why it has to be precise. Now what we are going to do, I'm wiping this down real quick because I don't want to get this on my book if I don't want to. Okay, now we are going to lay our fabric down. See this wrinkle? You can take this to your iron and get that out. Hello, Sharon. How are you? Sharon, I gotta call you soon. I don't know when. Maybe tonight. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. Give me to tomorrow. I gotta talk to you. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to lay this flat. Can you guys see that? Now what we are going to do is we're going to lay this in the very middle of it, eyeball it, and then make sure your book is facing the right way. We're going to lay this down like that, and this down like that. Now, we're going to do each side individually. You're not at work, yay! So this is what I mean by it has to be precise with your book, because you don't want the middle piece to be different size than your book. And you got to line it up as best as you can. Okay? So I am just kind of eyeballing this to see where I have my fabric, which is why I wanted my fabric wider than this. So I would say maybe 2.5 times as big as the middle piece. It was a lot of YouTube videos, you guys. A lot of YouTube videos, a lot of studying, but I think we got it, okay? And I'm trying to make it... I have another video for you, and it's not like this. It's tabletop, and it's not crazy. And I'll post it tonight if I can. So, we are going to start on our middle piece first. So, again, do not skimp on your Mod Podge because it's got to hold this book together, okay? So I'm going to start just putting the Mod Podge. I'm going to need way more Mod Podge in the middle. I have no idea where my husband is. Okay, and then you can even put some in the middle where that's going to go if you wanted to. But we're going to pull this straight and we're going to pull it tight so that it kind of puts it in. I have a reason why I'm wearing my ears, but we're doing Disney books, so why not? I have to have another reason other than Disney to wear my ears, you guys. It's just, it's a thing. Okay. So I'm going to lay that down. It is interesting, Sandra. I'm so glad it's interesting. I try. Okay. You guys have made these may have made these before, but this is just my 4th attempt at doing it. So I try. Can you keep the dogs calm, please? They've just been a little nutty.
Sorry, I haven't been in the house.
I know.
Left the front door open.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take the edge of my brush. If you have the thinner one that's not as wide, use that. Don't use the really wide one. But I'm only going to run about half of it down the book. And yes, we're going to put it down the front of the book. Because remember, we are going to cover up some of the book, but it's only going to be about the edge of the book. And it's only going to be probably not even quite an inch. And remember, use a generous amount of Mod Podge. Don't skimp on it. Now, make sure your book is facing the right way. And then when you lay it down, you guys are going to make sure you get it nice and even with the edge of your book page, of your bind. And when you do put it down, you're going to put a very teeny little space because you need to be able to fold it. And then we're going to go in with the Mod Podge again. And I know you're like, oh my gosh, it's okay. It's okay. Just make sure you have just a tiny little, even that's a little too, there we go. Sometimes you have to if you have to pull it up and reposition it while that Mod Podge is still wet, go ahead and do that. Okay, now we're going to do the same. On this side. So again, I'm going to take my book, and this part you could definitely eyeball. I kind of like the way they're kind of going over to the left anyway. So just, like I said, just about an inch. And go over the side of it. This will give it a nice, cute little binding. And then, as you saw with the Nemo book, we're going to add trim and everything else, whatever you want to use. You don't have to. And I also wanted to let you guys know, if you don't want to put that rickrack on it, you can just use pinking shears so that your fabric does not fray. That's another thing that you can do. Okay, I got a little ahead of myself, so I'm going to go ahead and put some Mod Podge down on this part as well, because we want that to really stick. Okay, now put this down. And then again, just a little bit of a opening, just a little tiny little piece, and make sure that it's lined up. So make sure this is all straight. And if you want, you can even take your ruler and just make sure that it's all straight. Because it is gonna, you know, it is gonna go round and round when you pull it tight and everything. Okay, and now we're gonna put some more Mod Podge here. It is a little messy, but it is okay. It'll be worth it in the end. All right, there's that. Now, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start at my bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up and just lay my fabric down. Now, you could definitely probably trim this up, but the more fabric we have in Mod Podge, the stronger the book spine is going to be. Hi, Cindy. Hello, Wanda. How are you? I got you down because we're watching me make a junk journal from a book, from a kid's book, from a Disney book. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and put just a little bit more Mod Podge over this because my flap is definitely going to come down past that. So I want it to stick. And if you get extra on places where you don't want it to be, you can just take a damp, not a real wet baby wipe, but a damp one. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and pull our other piece tight, and I am gonna cut, well, it's just a little too long because then it's gonna start coming out the other side. So I'm gonna cut it down here. Okay, so it's going down there. So that's where I need to put my Mod Podge at. These foam brushes are easy to use. I try to use the regular like spatula thing that I get at Hobby Lobby, but I find that these brushes are actually better to use with this particular method. All right. So again, if you actually if you iron it, you're not going to have wrinkles, but I'm just going to pull it tight. I'm going to pull it all the way tight. And then just kind of lay it down. Now, this is like, I think this is Toy Story 5 or 4. What the heck are they on now, you guys? Is it 4? I heard there's going to be another Toy Story. Like, how? The last one made me cry. Like, legitly cry. And it's so funny because the one spot when they're like they're in the antique store and that one little doll is so funny. It's like, oh my gosh, that's me and my crafting friends. We'd be going after that little doll. She's on this fabric too. That's her right there. Hello, my treasured friend, Kimmy. How are you? I saw you on, girl, but I was in a meeting. We had a meeting today. It wasn't a bad meeting though. Okay. So this is why we use our wax paper, so you're not sticking to your surface there. And then this is why we leave a little space so that you're able to kind of fold the book. So there is, I kind of wish my characters were lined up just a little bit better. And by the way, you could always cut your loose little threads. This fabric I've had in my stash. I got it at bottom of the bin, you guys. I'm so glad I did now. Woo. Okay, so this is what your binding is going to look like. Okay, now this you need to let dry. Actually, hold on. I have to teach you guys something else. This didn't go all the way. So I'm going to go ahead, and there are some places that didn't get that glue. Just go ahead and run that Mod Podge over that part again, just a little bit. and make sure that it's attached, because then you're gonna put trim on it, or you're not if you do the pinking shears. Okay, I'm just cutting off these little threads. This thing really wants to like fray. Okay, but that's why we put our trimming on. It just helps it. All right, so now I have my binding. Now, this part is very important. So, I'm going to tell you guys, and then if you have questions, let me know. If you want the rounded effect, if you want the square effect, if you guys know what I mean, you see how this is like a square binder? If you want this effect, great. Thank you, Sandra. You're so sweet. Leave it dry overnight. I know it's going to be so tempting. If you have it in the sun, if you live in a sunny place, it'll probably be fine after a couple hours. But if you're not in that type of environment and you can't put it like in the sun or in a window or something, just let it dry overnight. You can actually work on a couple of these. I actually did a couple of these at first. I did Nemo and stitch at this. I think I want to say I did them at the same time. Now, if you want a more rounded edge like this, like I have here, then you would wait. I'm throwing things, guys. You would wait about an hour, not before it's not quite dry, and you would just, because it's still pliable, that chipboard, this is what you would do. You would just go like this, and that's what's inside, and that's all you have to do. It's not going to mess your book up. It's just going to do that middle piece rounded. But if you want to keep it square, you can keep it square. Now, it's all in preference. If you want to do a few different square and a few different round and then see which one you like better. It's not much work at all. Now, what I love about this is through the magic of internet and the reason why I have my ears on. Ta-da! This one is dry overnight. Hello, Alyssa. Alyssa, I saw you pop on here earlier, hun. So this one is all dry, and I decided to keep it a more of a square binder. Okay, so that is why it looks like that. Now, I actually had, these are like the 7 Dwarfs. This is the fabric. Thank you, Kimmy. This is the 7 Dwarfs. So I was like, oh, I love that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to keep this. So I'm going to keep this a square edge, okay? So I know I've talked to you a little bit about book charms and bookmark charms and things like that. Some people actually like to put their book charms on the edge of their book, and they use a eyelet. So we're going to decorate this a little bit, and then we'll be done for the evening, because I'm not going to work on pages and stuff. We're just basically making this book. But I do have a full tutorial where I actually made this particular book on here and then I'll post it. Honestly, it's almost 9 o'clock. I will probably post it tomorrow. So I'm so glad you guys are loving this. Okay. So what I am going to do is I am going to put an eyelet at the very top. This has nothing to do with your pages. Okay. But I will touch on that for just a moment. You had to hop off and eat dinner. That's okay. I was like, you just didn't you say hi to me? Okay, we're going to touch on that for just a minute, even though we're not doing it. So there are different ways to do your journal. You could do a no-sew method, which I did originally do with rubber bands with Nemo, or you can sew them in. I actually don't mind sewing them in, but I'm not going to do the sewing in tonight because I don't have pages and stuff ready to go. You have to have your pages and stuff ready to go to do the sewing. So I sewed 2 signatures in here, as you can kind of see on the side, okay? And I use hemp cord, or I happen to find this at Hobby Lobby as well. Hi, Carrie! These have all different colors, and it's only $4.99. Now, this doesn't go on sale because, I don't know if you guys know this, but the Your Price things that have the yellow tag, unless they're clearanced out, they never go on sale at Hobby Lobby, just so you guys know. A Hobby Lobby employee actually explained that to me one day. So there that is. So also at Hobby Lobby right now, and I mean right now, because I had to run there to get something. I had to run there to get something, and then I found other things. They have these, some of their pom-pom rolls, like the one I used on my Lilo and Stitch book. They have them on clearance right now. So I about died, and I had to break out the credit card and buy the rest of what they had, because I think I left a couple. Because but if I'm going to be making these, I don't want to run out of my supplies and then have to pay more. You know, I went into Michael's, and I'm not trying to bash anybody, but I went into Michael's, and the same eyelets at Michael's that I got at Hobby Lobby is $8.99 at Michael's, and it's $1.79 at Hobby Lobby. Please explain that. Please, somebody explain that. Why there's such a big price. It's not like a couple dollars. That's like a lunch. I mean, it's crazy to me. But anyway, the sticker fell off of this because I had it on, but this was actually one of the ones that was on sale. And I'm going to use this to decorate my Snow White. Oh, I've been trying to find the pom-pom rolls. Yay. They're, hold on. I'm going to reveal myself. I'm revealing myself. Makes perfect sense. We can't have you running out. I know, right? They're 87 cents. They're 87 cents. And not all colors are. Just these other colors like orange and green, blue, which I paid full price for that thing last week. I can't afford. I know. And even with the coupons, it's still like, what? That's okay. I'll sleep in on Sunday. I don't need to go there on Sundays, and I'll just go. But I got a gray, and yellow. So it's not all the, and this like light pink, which is really cute for the princesses, right? This one was also 87 cents. But they also had some of the rainbow bric-a-brac, which is great for the kids' books. And they had all kinds of things, you guys. They also had this one, which is, it's like this, but it's the rainbow one as well. You know, you just got to go with the flow. And then this one was 74 cents. And these are great for the tassels, you guys. They're great for the tassels. So I got, this whole bag was $20. Where are you going to find that much ribbon for $20? Not at Michael's. Oh, Carrie, when I went to Joann's when they were going out of business, it was only 20-30% off. Everything was still so expensive. Yes, Marlene and I had the same experience. Marlene and I went to the one in Brandon after we went to bottom of the bin. And then our debts went back to the bottom of the bin. I say that all the time. Okay, so this is what I was going to kind of show you. So it is going to depend on your book. So I will have to make a master for this one. But this is a golden book master. And what I mean by a golden book master is I give myself a little, I took a piece of cardstock. And yes, Michael's is high praise. What I did was let me show you. Let me just show you. Because all the books are different. And golden books are different sizes. They're not all the same size. They may look like it, but they're not. So what I did was I pulled my, of course, all this is sewed in, you guys, but you guys can see through here. So I took a piece of cardstock and I put it the exact same. See, I put top on here. These are for the golden books that are this size anyway. So I just cut like a 1-inch strip. It doesn't even have to be 1 inch. It's whatever. Okay. And what I did was I used an awl, A-W-L. This is why this is going to be in very different videos. And I punched a hole, or I made a hole spot where they're even with each other, because you're going to sew these things together, you know. So I put 3. So 2 holes right here, and then an X in the middle. The X in the middle is representing where your signature is going to be. Now, you're going to do this for as many signatures as you have. So this is a 2 signature book. If you had a 3 signature book, and signatures, you guys, I was 42 years old when I learned what a signature is. A signature is the group of pages that you're grouping together. If they keep going higher, they'll be next to go out of business. I already know. Did you guys see my post about Joann's? Joanne said that this is not the end of Joann's. Joann's has future. And we're like, huh? I was like, I'm excited. But I know what you mean. So if this had 3 signatures in it, there would be 4 holes. You're always going to have a hole for each signature and a hole for your page, if that makes sense. Because this is what you're putting into your binder. I'm so glad you like it, Alyssa. This has been around for a while, and I'm just hopping right on the front of the train, girl. I'm just hopping right on the front of the train. So this is what I used to, basically I use this to punch my holes in my signature piece so I can sew it all in. And that will be another tutorial. We will do that together. And I will probably make a tabletop tutorial too. That way you guys, the sewing part, I have to say, was probably the most, it's not that hard, but it's probably the most complicated. And the reason why I want to do a video is so that you guys can keep rewinding it over and over if you miss something, because it's a top hole, bottom hole, skip a hole. It's a lot. It's a lot to do on a live. So that's going to be a video. But basically that's what we are going to do eventually. I'm not going to do that tonight, but this is what, I'm closing the wrong book. This is what we will do. We will make another, and we can probably honestly use this one. It's only a couple of things. So what we would do is we would punch a hole here, punch a hole here, and then here and here and here and here. And then this is what you're going to line up with your pages to poke the hole in the middle. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense to everybody. But for now, I'm just going to decorate the front and the back, and then I'm going to show you guys how to put the eyelid in here. I'm so glad you love it. Okay. So say I want to make a charm, which I'll probably end up doing on a video, but I want to go ahead and I'll put my charm on my little eyelet. I won't put it in the book yet, right? Or some people like to do it that way. They don't like to put it in the book. What can I say? People are people. So, and this is all your choice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little crocodile. And I had a bag. I know you told me about that. I asked Marley, accidentally. Yes, you punctured your hand. I know. You have to be very, 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 very careful. And since I talked to you, or since you mentioned that to me last time, Amy, there are some things that you could use as a precautionary with that as well. So absolutely, it's something that you don't want to do. You don't want kids to do. You have to do it for them, or there's other things that you can do as well. So, but yes, I definitely understand. We do not want anybody getting hurt anymore. Okay, so this is the Michaels. They don't have like the Fiskars crocodiles anymore, but this one, I think it was like $20-something. So use your coupon if you're going to get something like this, okay? Now, I was today years old when I realized that the hole punches are on the side. I was sitting here punching my own holes, and I was like, why isn't this thing working? Well, you got to use your settings, okay? The hole punches are up here. This is a smaller one, and this is a bigger one. The bigger one works for me, and then it comes with 2 sizes of like the little thing to put your eyelet in. And these are the eyelets that I got you guys for $1.79, not $8.99. Okay, do not purchase those at Michael's. It's just a darn shame. Okay, and then these were the other 2. So I'm going to get a cute little tin and make sure I put them all there. But this is the bigger one. And this one is pretty easy to use. I literally did not do very much with it. and then basically learned what I did. So they're just magnetic. They just kind of go in there very easy. So I would say if you're up for easy, this is probably the right one. The other one looks a little more complicated, and you probably need a whole video to teach that. But we're just going to do one puncture in the eyelet in here. So we are going to use, I'm going to use the bigger one, because the whole charm is going to go in here. So make sure, because there is little numbers and letters on them, make sure you use both. That would be helpful, Christy, if you put it in the right way. See, we're all learning. Make sure you use 5 and 5 and 3 and 3. So it's 3 millimeter and 5 millimeter, I believe is what it is. Okay. Now, I'm going to use my bigger hole punch on the side. Okay. Now, this should puncture through my piece up here. So I am doing then we'll decorate it. I'll just do this part first. So I'm just going to kind of feed it through the top. See how, peeky-hoo, see how I'm doing it on the side? That's that secret little punch I didn't know about until like 10 minutes later, and my husband showed me, and I was like, oh, thanks. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of line it up and punch a hole. Now, there is my hole. And because it is fabric, you may have to help it along with a little cut because it is fabric. Now I'm going to take my eyelet, and these are just a standard size eyelet. It says it on here, 532 and 4 millimeter sewology. You can get them online too. They have them in different like designs and stuff, but we're just going to use this one. So what we are going to do is, I just want to make sure it fits. Yes, it fits. Okay. On this little piece, there's a little, like, I'm going to call it the mushroom because it looks like a little mushroom growing out. That's where you're going to put your eyelet, right on top of there. Okay. Then you're going, and it should stay, it should kind of stay. It's been kind of wonky with me, but I think it's magnetic too. I'm really not sure. And then very carefully, you're going to upside down this because you want the grommet to, I say grommet, you guys know what I mean, the eyelet to kind of come in. So I have to line it up with the eyelet that's on. So this is probably the most difficult part, so that you can see. This is something that the kids can help you with too if you can't see. Okay, I'm just kind of checking, making sure it's on there. Okay. Now all I do is press down. Are they going to be for sale? Oh, my journals? Yes. Yes, they will be for sale. Yes, girl. Okay. Now you'll see on the end, it just kind of gives it a nice cleaner look. And to be honest, you could even put another one down here, probably where his belt buckle is and not the other place. But it's a cute little way. And you can put like a little tassel up here if you don't want to use a charm. And it's just a fun little way to decorate it. Okay, now for the cool part. We are going to get my art glitter glue. And we are going to put a little trim on this. And then we're going to call it a night. Because it takes a while. These books are like, you would think, oh, I could put this together in no time. They take a while. So just be prepared. Now, I'm going to measure this first so I don't, yes, I am going to sell them, Melissa. I'm probably going to list them on my Etsy. My Nemo one I'm going to list on Etsy, and it's going to come with the charm too, because it was basically my first one. All right, so I'm just going to kind of put it how I want it. And then I got to measure it out. So I want to make sure it comes up a little bit past that point. So this is a good area right here. Because you don't want to waste this, guys, especially if it's on clearance. Goodness knows if they'll have another one. You made it look easy, really? I feel like I'm tripping over myself, but thank you. All right, now you're going to do another one for your back. You don't have to. Hello, my wonderful Wincy by Mandy. How are you, Mandy? Doing journaling too, girl. You're going to save your money. You're so funny, Alyssa. I love it. I love it. Mandy, I'm doing some journaling too, but I can't do, I love the kids book journals though. That's like my thing. But you guys can use, you can use any book you want. You don't have to use kids ones, but this is just bright and fun and it takes you back, ladies. It really does. Okay, so there's my front and my back. Toy Story just fell, but that's okay. I'll pick it up when we're done with live. We're going to be done soon anyway. Okay, I'm using art glitter glue. The other alternative that I found, and Mandy, I know you were asking me about this. I have not made a video how I make the charm, but I definitely will. I definitely will. I think we did I do one? No, I don't think I did one like that. Mandy, I use this E6000 too. This is at Walmart. It's like $5 for this tube. It's not bad either. But I'm going to use the art glitter glue tonight. Just because I know some of you have this and use it. Now, a lot of you have the one with the pin. I don't have a pin. This just has like a little pop top. But you guys hear the rain? It's back. Oh, hopefully my internet doesn't go out. See how nice and thin that is? All right. I'm going to line up my... Now, I want to have this facing out because Happy's on this side. And I don't want to, you know it's Snow White, but I don't want to like put that in his face. So that's why I'm doing this over to the right. Oh, it's really coming down, you guys. You hear that, right? All right, so now we're just going to glue in sections. So I'm just going to start like this. And I'm just doing it on, what in the world? Did you dry up on me, glue? I guess that's why people have pins. All right. I'm gonna do all the way to the top. Make sure that I have my ribbon facing the right way, and then we're gonna press it down. Yeah, you hear it, right? That's weird. I mean, it just poured down rain. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do all the way down to the edge. And that art glitter glue is a little pricey, you guys, so you do not want to waste it. Also, fabric tat would work too. I've seen people use that. All right, now that you kind of have this part secure, you can now kind of work on this part, and what I do is I just kind of lift up and put it right on my edge and just kind of put it down like that. That's all I really did. And then you could always straighten it up while it's still a little wet later too, just to make sure that it's all even and everything. But I do it right on the line of my fabric so I know where I'm going. And you're just going to use the other side of it too. You guys, I have the cutest paper for in here. Of course, I've been collecting vintage papers and things for a couple weeks now, and I actually have, yes, it is the rain. It is pouring down, I know. It's crazy. Okay. So we're going to put a little bit more because I moved it around on us. And honestly, could you use hot glue? Yeah, just maybe a precision hot glue, but I wouldn't really recommend it. I would just take your time, decorate your journals nice. I mean, take your time because quality is good on these. Yes, it is. It's also my ceiling. It always here. It's always like it's different than the rest of the house because the tile roof isn't there. Because it's just like the back room area. Okay. And now you'll do the same thing to the other side. Marlene, when are you coming? I know you said something about it. No. Beth said something about it, and I didn't get to see your reply because Facebook doesn't show it all to me. It's so silly. I hope something changes soon. I'm serious. It's getting annoying. But there it is. So there is our little grommet on the back, and then I'm going to keep calling it that. And then our little one on the side. And there is the start of your junk turtles. You guys want to see the charms I made too? This has got to dry still, so I'm not going to do the other side on live. But that is how we turn that book into this. And look at, I love the coordinating fabric, you guys. I'm going to be so sad when I use it all up. Okay, so I'm going to show you my junk journal charms. I was going to do a spread, but honestly, it's really late. I'm so glad you love it. Sorry I'm late. Went to the movies with my husband for his birthday week. Yay. What'd you guys see, Sue? I hope you had a good birthday. I saw he brought you beautiful flowers. How lucky. I'm lucky too. Mine gives me things all the time. Okay, so this is the Nemo one. And I did a video of a flip through. Oh, June 19th you're coming, Marlene? Okay. Okay, I'll have to message you. Are you coming to see your son? Hi, Christy. Sorry, my daughter is calling me. All right, so here is the junk journal charm that I made for Nemo. I made this one like a paper clip one. So the journal is up there, and this is, or the charm part is up there. So I don't think I showed this on there yet. That's right, because I just showed the book. I think I'm going to do one for my granddaughter's Sweet 16. It's in October. Yay! Oh, you saw Mission Impossible? Was it good? Man, those series have been out for a while. Is it Tom Cruise in it still? I didn't even see the previews for that one, to be honest, but I knew about it. Like, I heard them talking about it. I just didn't know the actors. Okay, so I've got Nemo on the end, and then I have some just beads. You guys, I've had these beads for a while now. I've just been I usually do backpack buddies and things. And then I got these little bows, because you gotta have a bow. But that's my Finding Nemo charm. And there's 4 strands on it, and I like to put the beads in different lengths because it just, it's, you know, what do they call it? Kitschy? It's just the sound it makes and stuff. I don't know if you hear it. Tom Cruise. Yes, it was awesome. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing that he's still doing that. Like, he's getting up there. And then this is the Nemo book that it goes with. So there's a lot of, not personal, but there's like little pamphlets about my area because I'm in Florida, and just a lot of cool little extras. So if you guys can see, that's how you sew it in. That's one signature. That's the middle piece. And by the time you like add things to it, it gets a little bigger. Like I added stamps, and we did temples, and that's another, like, there's a book page, but this is another advertisement. What's the string you say you use for charms? The charms, I use hemp cord or this. This is the same stuff that people have been using. Thank you, Alyssa. Aw, thank you. Tom Cruise still looks good. You second that. You're so funny, guys. I appreciate you. But it's worth, I mean, you get all these beautiful colors. Michael's has them too, and they were like $9.99 for the same thing. I'm just gonna say. If you got a coupon, it might be worth it. This is what I use. This is like the awl that I use. It's very sharp. Be careful. I actually have two of them. I have a little red pokey tool, but this one actually came from I have the snaps. So we might even add snaps. So cute. Love the charms. Okay, let me show you my other two. Because, and I'm working on one for my mom, you guys. But she's on here, so I can't show you. But I'll soon. Hello, my beautiful, sweet Sam. I gotta send you a message, girl. I gotta send you a message. I've been meaning to send you a message for a couple days. All right. So, and I just, basically, it's on a paper clip, and you just clip it in wherever you're working on or wherever you're at, or just for fun. And then you just flip it over. And that just kind of keeps your place in it. So, there it is, right there. I'm going to look for that string! Yes! If you guys may already have some of these supplies. Okay, this is the one that I made myself. Because it's Lady. So I actually put her on, this is one of those acrylics that you get, like the keychain acrylics that you get in like the sublimation section. Instead of just doing a paper clip, because this just kind of goes right in. I know, I'm trying to talk loud. But these are the beads that I used on her. So there's a little bit of orange in there. And then I put a lot of blues and the pink, because the pink bow is like I tried to represent the pink bow that was on the box that she came in when she was given as a present. And by the way, did you guys know that Lady was the name of Walt's wife's dog? They like that whole part of the story was actually Walt. It was actually Walt's life. Hello, Andrea. How are you? He actually got her a Cocker Spaniel on Christmas, and that's where the front of that story came from. So just a little FYI. And my grandmother had a Cocker Spaniel named Lady. So your rate is pouring audience supply. That is so funny, Ronnie, right? So that's Lady. And this came, they finally got the Disney dogs in at Five Below, and I had to go and get them. So that's just my little personal one. So I had to get that. And basically it just goes in, well, that doesn't get hooked up. It just goes in like that, and it just kind of hangs. They have a new Smurfs? Oh, that's funny. My mother-in-law loves the Smurfs. Okay, and then this is, as you guys can see, this was the spread I did for Mother's Day. I actually have to add a couple things to this. I might actually just do another page. I have all kinds of things in here, but I started on a page. But as you guys can see, I already made myself My Little Pony as well. So here is the paper clip again. And then this is a My Little Pony. This came from a 3-pack from Target that I got. And then the charms that are hanging down. And then the other one is my daughter's. And it's in her book, which I'm hiding. And then hers is on an actual bookmark. Now, what I have to do is I probably have to redo this chain because I didn't have a eyelet in here. Hello, Old Time Creations by Deborah. I'm so glad you got your page back, girl. So, and there's her charm with all of the extra. Stitch has got his little, like, floaty on. Isn't he so cute? And then that's the bookmark part. So it just kind of goes in wherever. So there's that one. And then this is what you want to do, though. This is another thing. Started saving from the clothes my son was going through some away once. Taco Tuesday! I love Taco Tuesday. I know. I didn't do Taco Tuesday. We had leftover pot roast, but for today it actually worked out well with this weather. But there's another bookmark that I made. This is just a piece of, this is from a children's, like, Lilo and Stitch book. And then I did, like, the pineapple background because it kind of goes with Hawaii because that's where it takes place. But see how this one has that little eyelet in it? It just makes the bookmark a little bit more sturdier if it's not on a paper clip. So you can have either or. So, but yeah, that's what I got for you guys tonight. So it's pretty much good to go. I probably do the back piece, so we'll do it on both sides. And then I'll post this tomorrow. It's okay, girl. I was late coming on, Becca Boo. It's okay. I hope people are being nice to you, by the way. I didn't like what I saw posted today. Although I can't say much. So, I was at work, but yeah, that's what we did. I hope you guys, I hope you guys, try this. And if you have any questions, like I said, I'm going to post a tabletop, just me doing the craft and not all the chit chat. I'll probably post it tomorrow because it already is pretty late in the evening. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know which one is your favorite so far and if you're going to try it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Or no, I won't see you tomorrow. I'll see you Thursday for the Golden Girl event. But I might pop on and say hi to you tomorrow in the story. Bye.